Hi, I'm Bonnie Slaughter with Bonnie's Arpeggios Plus, and I would like to thank Michelle Sizzler for inviting me to participate with Keys to Imagination. Are you frustrated with your students not practicing? Would you love to take some time off but still get paid? These are two huge dilemmas that we all face. But guess what? We have one amazing solution. Today, you're going to learn some interesting insights to what might be going on in your students' minds, some valuable tools to motivate and empower your students, and why you should do a music camp this summer. First of all, let me tell you a story about one of my students. He went through a period of not practicing. He really was a great guy, and he really did want to learn how to play. But week after week, the practicing just didn't get done. One week, he walked into his lesson and simply announced, "I haven't touched the piano this week." Usually we would go through his songs and make sure he knew how to practice them and give him a good start with his resolution to do better in the upcoming week. But this time, I told him we weren't going to play the piano today. We were going to do something else. We talked about the negative voices we sometimes listen to in our heads. We call these unseen negative voices Nevoids. I gave him a piece of paper and asked him to draw a line down the middle and then number from 1 to 10. I asked him to write down the thoughts that came into his head when it was time for him to practice. When he knew he should sit down at the piano, what thought stopped him? I thought he would hesitate and have to think, but no, he began writing immediately. No pondering was necessary, and his list broke my heart. I'm not good enough. What's the point? I'm a disappointment. I'm a loser. I can't do anything right. It doesn't matter what I do, it won't change anything. Why am I on this earth? It's hard. I'm an embarrassment. What's wrong with me? Notice that not one item had anything to do with piano. Have you ever had any of those thoughts? I guarantee your students have. We went over the first item on his list. I'm not good enough. I asked him to write down directly across from that statement the exact opposite. He wrote down, I am good enough. I asked him to write one more positive thing about himself. He hesitated, so I suggested, how about, I am handsome? He smiled and wrote it down. We kept going through his list, writing the opposite of each negative statement plus one more positive statement. Then I had him add something very powerful. I had him write down 2 things he was grateful for. I call these gratitude statements. If you're ever feeling down and need a lift, there are few things that can do the job better than listing wonderful things you already have. Then I had him add a power statement. A power statement is something that is like, I'm amazing, I am awesome, I'm 1 in a million. He smiled and he wrote one down. When we finished that list, I asked him if he would like to put the negative list through the shredder. Sometimes if they're a little bit older, I let them go outside and we burn it. Yeah, he loved that idea. We typed up his positive statements, plus his 2 gratitude statements, and his power statement. Then I printed them out on some nice parchment paper and put them on the front cover of his lesson binder. These positive statements are his declarations. Next, I had him stand tall and firm with both feet planted and had him recite his new declarations. It took quite a few tries because they need to stand tall and firm. They can't be wiggling around. He can't put his hands in his pocket or behind him. And at first, all he could do was mumble. But finally, he was able to recite them loud and strong. I asked him if he thought maybe this would help him with his practicing, and he said, they will help me not only in piano, but also in my schoolwork. Then he said, it's not just the unseen negative voices telling me these things. I have real people telling me these things every day at school. The next week, this student came to his lessons fully prepared and happy. Week after week, he has continued to practice. Some weeks have been better than others. You know that roller coaster. New habits aren't easy, but he continues to make progress. Declarations are powerful. Would you like to share with your students how to be in control and get rid of the negative voices in their head? They all have them. They are like bullies in their mind. Declarations are a tool they can use to stand up and meet those bullies head on. And guess what? It'll work for you too. I know what you're thinking. I'm too busy to try and teach this to all of my students. How am I supposed to do that? Well, with Music Camp manuals, we have done all of the planning for you. There are step-by-step instructions for 4 one-hour sessions, and you can arrange those 1-hour sessions however you would like. 4 days in a row, or 1 day a week for 4 weeks. I have some teachers who really enjoy doing one of the sessions a month as their monthly master class. Whatever your schedule requires. If you want to go on vacation for 2 weeks, that's the month you do it. Maybe you're having a baby and you need some time off. The possibilities are endless. And each of the camps have activities that will inspire, motivate, and empower your students. Your students will discover what makes them tick, how to battle negative thoughts, how to improve their results, and how to thrive on their music lesson roller coaster. During the camp, students will write personal and studio declarations, learn practice strategies, make a practice abacus, and assemble a binder of tools for success. Now you may be asking, what is a music camp? Well, it's an opportunity to teach concepts and music appreciation that you might not have time for in a regular setting. It offers peer socializing, building camaraderie, and studio loyalty. So, why do a music camp? Teach only 4 days, earn your regular monthly income, and I've also had students invite their friends, and they also pay that monthly tuition, so you can increase your income. It builds time off into your schedule to allow time to revitalize and rejuvenate yourself and your students. It provides new experiences for your students, offers a welcome change of pace for your students and their parents. It's a win-win-win for the student, their parents, and you. So remember, with the Music Camp manuals, we have done all the planning for you. You get step-by-step instructions, 4 one-hour sessions that you get to plan, and fun activities that will inspire, motivate, and empower your students. You can download your camp today from keystoimagination.com and get started right away. Just imagine you can give your students amazing tools to combat one of today's biggest problems and take a few weeks off with pay. This is Bonnie Slaughter. Thanks for listening. You can find other teacher tools at oakwoodmusicteachershelper.com. Thank you.